breakups. And today we're going to get into getting your ex to want you back. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there on getting your ex back. Let me just clarify, getting your ex to want you back is a different thing. Okay. Now, a lot of people concentrate on the desperation of getting your ex back at any cost in any way. It's much different than actually creating a situation where your ex wants you back. The actual thinking and the wording of, I just want my ex back, create situations where you'll do anything, which is actually highly unattractive. And I'm going to get into that today. So let's just start out with, stop trying to get your ex back. Let me say that one more time. Stop trying to get your ex back. Start there. Then think to yourself. In fact, take out a pen and paper right now and pause this video if you're watching it later on. Think to yourself, how did you attract this person in the first place? It's a really good question to ask. How did you attract this person in the first place? What really led to them wanting to be with you? What were the steps in attracting them? Now, in most cases, you won't be able to recall the steps because you weren't trying to. You weren't following a playbook. You were just being you. But if you look back, you'll notice some things that you did then that you probably haven't been doing now. And that's where the magic lies. For men, it's usually, not all the time, not being overly available. In fact, being unavailable and appearing to have other options with other women. Doesn't necessarily mean they have a lineup. It just means that when you were dating her, she thought, this guy's a good catch and there's probably other women that are interested in him. And better yet, she might have noticed other women interested in you. For women, it's you looking your best. And when I say looking your best, that also would transpire to you feeling your best. And also making him feel special. This gets lost sometimes. Men are masculine, they're guys, but they really do like if a woman makes him feel special. This is why a lot of times you talk about cooking a meal for a man or doing something nice for him. The reason that is because that translates into loyalty. And that's an extremely attractive trait to most men. Now, now that you're in a breakup, okay, you've already broken up, it feels like those initial attraction juices aren't being produced and you forgot the process. So a lot of times it's attraction, right? Oh, attraction doesn't mean everything. It doesn't, but if you're in an intimate relationship, it means a hell of a lot. And let's face it, if attraction has been lost, they don't really have an intimate relationship any longer, okay? So we're going to get into this a little bit deeper, okay? There are three main pillars to a relationship: connection, trust, and attraction. When you break up one of these, two of these, or all of these have been broken, okay? When your relationship's going really good on a scale of 1 to 10, your connection should be an 8 or up. If your relationship's going really well, your connection should be a 10. There shouldn't be an 8 or a 7 on connection, on trust. Attraction is going to vary. It can go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It can vary because people look different on different days. People act different on different days. So attraction's more fleeting. The problem becomes when attraction just goes down below 6, 7, 6, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's just lost. It's most important you identify which ones and why were part of the breakup. Connection, trust, attraction. What were the ones that were a problem? A lot of times it's trust. So for example, if you cheated and lied about it, then trust was broken. That's why you broke up. If your ex is still attracted to you, so you break up. And so this is what's really interesting, right? You break up, you lied and you cheated. Let's just go with that one, right? You go with that one. And when you lied and you cheated, you lost trust. Now, at the end of it, I've seen this before many times. Client comes to me, they go, she told me she's still attracted to me. She still wanted to kiss me. We hooked up that night, but she still broke up with me. The reason she broke up with you is that she doesn't trust you anymore and she's uncomfortable. But if she still has attraction, she'll hook up with you. Okay. So here's the interesting part to that, though. So when you realize, hey, we still have a good connection. Hey, I know she's still attracted to me. It's just the trust thing. Now, trust is number one in the long-term relationship. So that's the biggest one anyways. But if you counter that situation with being needy, begging, pleading, you'll lose the attraction too. Right? Because being needy and weak and begging them back. So now you'll have two things wrong. So what my point is, when you get your ex to want you back, if trust is the issue, the only answer to that is to be honest in the breakup at the moment. Hey, I cheated. I was wrong. I'm being accountable for it. I'm going to take the lumps. Okay. In this particular example. But on the flip side of that, right? You let them go with respect and acceptance. Look, I'm going to face the consequences. Now, they're not going to gain trust because you're being honest in that moment because you've already lied and cheated. But if you leave them to that for a month, 2 months, 3 months, there's a better chance that they may forgive you on their own time. It's not guaranteed. Versus you begging, pleading, or being pushy, because then you're going to push away the attraction thing that's already in your corner. Are you with me? Now, there's no guarantee that will come back. Okay, so that's why when you look at it and you think to yourself, how would they want me back? Okay, because a lot of times why spinning the words a little bit different is, if you want them back so bad that you'll do anything, it actually kills attraction. So let's break this down in 3 parts. Number 1, if attraction has been lost, then it's best you assess, why and how this happened. Great question to ask. Now, a lot of times the classic attraction was lost. I'm not in love with you anymore, but I love you. Okay, this is usually a female statement, but this is a classic translation. I lost attraction. Now, let me give you an example of how attraction can be lost. Your girlfriend of 2 years gets a new job. Okay, she comes out of college. You guys went to university together. You guys had the same schedule. You know, you bonded on the fact that you had tests, different things. You were getting degrees. She gets a job in a bank. Okay, and let's just say that there's 12 coworkers and 8 of them are men. Right? And let's just say that 2 or 3 of those men are, dare I say, high value men, attractive, successful, and single. Maybe not even single. If she starts brushing shoulders with those guys 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and she's attractive and they're giving her attention, she could lose attraction for you just not being on their level. Now, someone's going to say, oh, that's not fair. Oh, that's it's hypergamy. She's gonna look towards the guy that she thinks is better or above what she is. And she's gonna go for the highest level she can get to. If she's commingling with a group of 12 people that are at work, there are a new group, and there's a guy that in her eyes is better than you. So let's just say he makes more money and he looks better in her eyes. Over time, if that guy's single and he starts putting moves on her, she'll lose attraction for you. Now, what's the answer to that? You probably don't even know what's going on. But she comes to you and she goes, "Oh, I don't know what it is. We're just not the same. It's just I don't know. I've just changed." She's not going to say, "Oh, I'm attracted to Ron at the office, who's a little bit older and is doing well and is driving a Benzo and is where I want to be." She's not going to probably tell you that. Okay. But on the flip side, if this is the case post breakup, right? If you can put that together at the end, like, wait a minute, she changed right when she went to work. She's been talking about Ron at the office a lot. You're not going to be able to tell her, like, I know you cheated. I know you're lying. I know you never wanted to be with me. You never loved me. I know you don't think I'm attractive. No, that's actually going to kill attraction. What you want to do is be in that moment and you want to go, I need a little bit of time to digest this and process this. So you don't act on emotion. Give yourself a little space and time. She hits you with it, right? And then you got to ask yourself, this hurts, this upsets me, but if I accept this, that she doesn't know what's right, and she's been talking about this guy at the office a lot, she's been acting different, she's been dressing slutty to work. I put it together. Now, the knee-jerk reaction, the guy might be like, I'm going to confront her. I know she likes this other guy. Maybe you do, but you know her better than I do. You might be right. The reality is you're going to kill more attraction by confronting that situation because you're not really going to win. So what you want to do is go, you know what? I think you're right. Things have changed between us. Something's different about you. And something's different about the relationship. And you know what? I think we do need to break up. If you could come from that point where you have acceptance, you still feel like a man, you still feel good about yourself, you feel like you have a say in the situation, then you got a better chance. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, it's never too late to learn, right? So these are things. So if you're in that situation, one of the things is ask yourself good questions, right? If the attraction has been lost, how did this happen? So, for example, the one I just gave you, a lot of times it's a work change. Someone's around new colleagues. For example, if let's just say the woman's 25 and she's working at a bank. And like I said, it's a majority. It happens to be 8 out of the 12 people that work there are men. And then 2 or 3 of the guys, she's 25 years old. She's fairly good looking. They're all over her every day. And you know it, right? And she's like, oh, yeah, Ron's just a nice guy at work. He helps me out. He helped me learn the system. Yeah, I know what Ron's trying to do, hon, right? So you're thinking that's not fair. I deserve loyalty. It's just the reality. If the guy that she's working with, spending all this time together with, she gauges as a better catch, and you don't have kids, a house, and some other things anchoring your relationship, there's a good chance she's going to lose attraction because she's around and commingling with more attractive men that are receptive to her. Now, you might be thinking, well, I just got to monitor where she works. It's not that easy, right? The smart answer is, always be your best, always be going to the gym, all those things, right? These generalized statements that everyone should know, right? But the reality is this is what happens. But your first step is realizing, like, where did the attraction get lost? And did I lose attraction for her? Right? And you can kind of put this together a lot of times. Could be just she starts hanging out with a friend. This is very common on the female side. Very common. Happens again and again and again. Right? Her best friend is cute or hot and single. Her best friend. They hang out all the time. Guess what? She's going to want to go out and do single things with her friend. And then her friend's going to be talking about hooking up with random guys and how fun it is and how much attention they get. It's a recipe for disaster. And you're like, where'd the attraction start then? Oh, that's when she started hanging out with Katie. And then what the guy will do is he'll blame Katie. He'll go, oh, Katie's just horrible. No. You know what? I've been noticing you're hanging around her a lot. We're going to have a problem because we're in a relationship right now. And you hanging out with your single friends like this, I don't think it's going to be a good move long term. And here's the thing. You don't need to give an ultimatum, but you need to know what you're accepting and what you're not accepting. Because eventually, if you keep accepting being a doormat, it's unattractive. But then worse off, post-breakup, you become a mess. Because you're like, oh, I was so nice. I did everything right. And they still left me. This is just how attraction works. Right? But you're not going to change that situation for this girl working at the bank or that, she's around this other guy. The only thing that you can control is how you react to it. And that's why in the moment you take a few steps back. Like I'm having more and more clients come to me because they've come to me 2-3 years ago about a breakup and now they're in a new relationship. And this is actually really the best time to contact me. You're in a new relationship. And instead of breaking up, you're like, hey, this is going on right now. What do you think? Brilliant, because I can help you out. Because your next move doesn't have to be, let me go into a breakup. There might be some moves to be made here. There might be a different strategy than just getting pissed off or blameful. So that's your first step, is identifying that. So getting back to the topic, getting your ex to want you back. If you know that the problem was attraction, if you know that the problem was she had a crush on a guy at work and she was conflicted by that and questioning how her attraction was towards me, the best reaction for you would be to let her go rather than have her let you off easy. Second to that is, when she comes to you with, oh, I'm not in love with you anymore, if you're able to say, whether it takes you a day or two, you know what? I know where you're coming from because I feel the same way, and I think this is going to be good for the both of us. Whoa. She's going to be like, whoa, in her head. Huh? When you can accept a breakup with some balls and it's not easy, but when you can do it, you have a much higher probability that they will want you back because of the way you stood in that moment. Now, here's some questions to answer for yourself if you're coming out of a breakup that's attraction-based. Okay, so the problem is attraction-based. Number one, is this appearance-based? So how you look physically. And you got to be honest with yourself. Did they lose physical attraction for you? If yes, why? So for example, okay, you gained weight. Okay. Some people aren't honest about that, right? Yeah, I gained about 30, 40 pounds. All right. And you gained 30 or 40 pounds since you've been together. So you're not the same person. Be honest with that. Did they start looking at you different? Here's the thing about that too. Do you feel better? Do you feel different about yourself? Okay. So if it's appearance based, obviously you can go on a diet. You can start going to the gym. You can go for walks. You can do all kinds of things. Address it. Are you happy with your appearance as an individual? This is a crucial question. Okay. So let me get to this. You break up, you've identified a large portion of that as attraction. By the way, let me just add to this point, okay, because it's very important. especially women, will probably not tell you directly to your face, I'm not attracted to you because you got fat, or I'm not attracted to you because I don't think you look good anymore. They're probably going to say something like, I'm just not in love with you anymore, or I just don't have those feelings. Okay. But if you've let yourself go and you've noticed that you're not happy with your own appearance, then go to work on it, right? Now, if you're happy with your appearance, go for you. If you're like, you know what? I got a few extra pounds on me. I'm not a gym rat, but I feel good about myself. I still think I'm a handsome little devil. Then go ahead. Then don't change. Don't change for one person. The goal is to get to a place physically where you feel good about yourself. Not me, not the internet, not social media, but you. And this is crucial. Be proactive about this. Ask yourself, when did I look the best in my life? Can I revisit what I did then? Like, if you're old enough, you can look back and you can go, when did I look my best? Why was that? Oh, because I was really active. Here's a quick list, okay? Because I'm so sick of people going, oh, be your best and find a purpose and go to the gym, right? Right? Here's a quick list. Write it down, pause it. Number one, start a gym plan. Notice I didn't say join a gym. Okay. I've done this many times. I've always liked exercise outside. So I like going for a jog or a walk or hiking, playing basketball. I like doing things outside. So I've had moments where I've had 2 years, 3 years where I've gone to the gym, but having a plan, like where you follow a plan, it's much different than just joining a gym. So start a gym plan. Now you can do that in a variety of ways. You can follow some YouTube cat. You can get someone to write out a plan for you, but you have much better opportunity of following something if you have a plan. Okay. Number two, get a personal trainer. Now, if you can't afford this, totally understandable. If you can't do it, here's the interesting thing, right? People want shortcuts. Um, they want to get the best results, the fastest results, right? It's one of the reasons why I do hypnotherapy and EFT now, because it gives you the best results and the quickest way to get over things. So that's why I've adopted it. That's why I use it in my own life. To me, one session where you do a trance state guided meditation with hypnosis can take me so much deeper than talking to someone once a week for 2 years, right? Getting a personal trainer that you're paying a lot of money to get everything right is going to provide you with higher results, more accountability, and the ability to do things right. I remember like doing certain exercises that I've done for years, and the personal trainer's like, you're doing that wrong. Never knew that. So if you can afford it, and if you can't, fine, totally with you. But if you can afford it, rather than, oh yeah, I'll just go to the gym. There's a lot of people too. This is what's interesting about affording things. Is I know people that in my mind are rich or pretty wealthy, and they'll be like, oh, this gym membership's so expensive. What they're doing is they're just providing themselves with an excuse of something they don't value and they don't really like going to the gym, so they're making it expensive. But on the flip side, if you get a personal trainer that's expensive, now you're invested. Now you have no way out because you don't want to waste your money. So even if you're cheap, even if you're someone that really watches your money, get a personal trainer because it will absolutely force you to do it and have higher level of results. So this is a much different thing than me just going, hey, join a gym. Okay. Get a style consultant. This is something I've never done before, but if a lot of you like the late Kevin Samuels, who's probably going to be like a YouTube icon now, right? The guy had style. I mean, he dressed in a suit, always had his hair cut. And if you look at his profile, I think on the thing, he was a style consultant. That's what he said. I'm not familiar with this space too much, but when we're dealing with attraction, We're dealing with this was the problem in your relationship, and now you have, man, am I attractive or not? Woman or man? This comes up, right? Post breakup. Why did they break up with me? Are they attracted to me anymore? If you think to yourself, you're like, I've never had really good style, or more than one person told you didn't dress well, maybe look up on Google style consultant. Okay. And if they recommend something to you and you don't like it, don't do it. Get a haircut. Now, this is for women and men. And this goes further than, excuse me, this goes further than get an in-style haircut. Getting a haircut post-breakup is just re-identifying that you're in a new place. A lot of times, different cultures cut their hair when they're starting something new. So for women to start something fresh, get a haircut that you're excited about, or a hairstyle that you're excited about to change your look. And if you don't like it, your hair will always grow back, hopefully, right? Here's another idea. Clean out your wardrobe. Take all the crap that you don't wear and throw it away. Again, this is only for when you have identified that your breakup was primarily due to attraction. Join a yoga studio. So this is a really nice option that I talk about a lot, or a spin class. So again, go to a gym. No, I'm telling you to join a studio. So when you join a yoga studio, there's a little bit of a subculture in that studio. There are group classes. You'll meet some other people, and a lot of the people care about their appearance, and that's why they're actually doing yoga. And this will enhance yours. Get some sun. Okay. Not everybody likes to look tan. Some people are already tan, but get some sun. Sun makes you feel good. It's good for your skin. Again, this is very easy to do, but there's a lot of people that don't see sun for a week. It's just the way it is this day and age. 8, final one. Again, see a therapist or a coach to work on limited beliefs. So if you internally believe you're ugly or you're fat, okay, internally, and people are like, oh, you look great, you look good, this is an internal problem. I personally suggest hypnotherapy or EFT, which I practice, but any form of therapy or coaching where you can get some kind of objective outside opinion and go to work on this, because this is going to battle you for a long time. If you internally feel like you're not attractive, go to work on that. Okay? Because you're going to end up ending relationships for this reason over and over again. All right. So number 2, if the breakup is connection based, and let me just go back to the attraction thing. If you just got a personal trainer, worked on some of your limited beliefs about your appearance, this is going to spark you to look better, which makes you feel better, which, tell me if I'm wrong, if your ex is contemplating coming back, will probably want you back if they saw you or heard about you in this state, right? You need to improve the area that was a problem. Number 2, is this connection based? Did you just stop doing things together? One person has no time. This is a big one. Do your morals and values line up now? Okay. Ask yourself this. When was our connection at its best? Why did it fall off? A lot of times, if connection's the problem, people don't break up. They just kind of get more distant because they don't want to break up with someone they trust and they're still attracted to. But the reality is the connection thing will just create a distant relationship. And eventually someone usually cheats. So if connection was a problem, like they say, oh, we just don't spend time anymore, or I just feel like we're growing in different directions, that kind of a thing. You got to ask yourself, when did this start and why is it in that way? And then in a lot of cases, it's like I said, morals and values don't line up. It's like, some people value being on Instagram 20 hours a day, and their partner hates social media. And you're like, how are we disconnected? Well, if someone's on social media all the time, and this is actually linked to the story that's coming up today that someone sent into writemac.com. I don't know if you're going to overcome that, right? Unless you become someone that's interested in Instagram. So connection varies if your values and morals aren't lined up. Be honest. Do you like their morals and values better than yours? Great question to ask. So if you're broken up and you break up and you feel like it's a connection-based thing, it's a morals and values-based thing, it's the way you spend your free time, are you thinking to yourself, wow, I'd like to be more like them? Or do you like your morals and values already? In that case, you got to move on. Number 3, is this trust-based? This is the big one. This is probably the biggest reasons people break up and break up strongly. Why did they lose trust in you? Is it a fair reason? Why do I say that? Sometimes it's unfair. They've made accusations that are untrue, and they don't trust you based on their own insecurities. If that's the case, run, don't walk from that relationship, and don't go back, because you're never going to win, and they're always going to try to accuse you of being a certain untrustworthy person. Now, if you did something wrong, right, the greatest way to get trust is to tell the truth. So how to build trust? Leave your ex alone if that's what they asked. Accept the breakup without friction or a blame blanket. This creates trust that you can handle and respect their feelings. It also creates trust that you are a strong person that doesn't need them to live. Think about that for a minute. If they're going to want you back, no matter what you did, you cheated and you lied. You cheated and you lied. Okay, you told the truth. You said, I cheated. I did the wrong thing. I'm being responsible for it. And they said, I can't be with you, but damn it, I'm still attracted to you. I still want to be with you. Give me a kiss before we leave. This is really hard for me. They're still attracted to you. They're still connected to you. They just don't trust you. Now, if you can accept in that moment that they don't trust you, and you can let them be, and you can let them be away from you, you have an advantage that they still are attracted to you. But if you beg, plead, demand, cry, get angry, you'll lose attraction. And now you got 2 strikes against you. See how that works? If they're going to want you back, trust can heal based on someone's morals and values. Trust can heal if someone can forgive you. Not everyone, because everyone's different. Someone's in the line. Someone lies to me, I'll never talk to them again. There's people like that. You know them, right? There's some people that are more flexible, right? Depends on the situation. Now, people lose trust to needy and desperate people, because desperate people will do anything to get what they want. And that translates to doing things of low moral value. For example, lying. Think about that. When people are desperate, let's say someone's desperate to eat. They're in the streets. They have no food. You usually stay away from those people, and you almost view them as dangerous. You might pity them. But you also, if you don't have extra food or money for them, you'd stay away from them, because a desperate individual has one thing on their mind, what they really want, and they'll do anything for it. Why would you trust someone that would be willing to do anything to get what they want? Because doing anything a lot of times is probably lying, hurting others. You see where that goes? And so when we look back at this main topic, getting your ex to want you back, right? Attraction and trust are 2 of the biggest reasons you broke up. How to rebuild attraction, I just went through, right? And I gave you some examples outside of, because I'm tired of it too, folks, of, oh, be on your purpose. I mean, sometimes that's so vague. Go to the, start working out again. It's so vague. I just gave you a list. Start a gym plan, get a personal trainer, get a style consultant, get a haircut, clean out your wardrobe, join a yoga studio, get some sun, see a therapist or coach to work on your limited beliefs. If your limited beliefs include, I don't look good, I'm ugly, I'm fat. Because if you're like, oh, I just don't like the gym, or I don't, go to a coach like myself. Let's do some hypnotherapy and some EFT and work on that. Let's see if we can change the frame that you have on that. Because if you don't realize that your breakup was over attraction and you're going to just be like, oh, it's not fair and she just doesn't like me anymore, or he doesn't care about me anymore, fine. But you're just going to become more unattractive, right? If they're going to want you back, they're going to have to see you looking and feeling better. And this is what's interesting about attraction, right? Physical attraction. If you feel physically attracted, you feel better. It's very difficult for someone who's feeling bad about themselves, feeling really bad about themselves internally, having insecurities, to appear attractive because their facial body language, like this, no smile in the eyes, right? They're gonna impose that upon you, and you don't even realize it. Now, women can get away with it by wearing a lot of makeup, actually, but on the flip side, that's not attractive either. All right, so I do have one story on deck. We have 6 people on deck, 4 likes. I appreciate it. I will get to the live stream comments in a moment. So if you have any questions, you have any topics you want to talk about, if you have a specific situation with your breakup, throw it in there. And after I get done with this story, I'll definitely be mingling with the live stream. So throw it in there, please. All right, story on deck. Not too long a one. Hey, coach, I really like your channel. Please share my story. If you guys have a story out there, go to writemac.com, WRITEMAC, send it in. If you want to book a live coaching session, I'm here for you. I broke up with my boyfriend 6 days ago, and I think I made a mistake. He was texting someone on his phone and wasn't paying attention to me at dinner. And really, he does this all the time. I mean, he's on his phone all the time. So this is just a modern day addiction, okay? Just like there's alcoholics and drug addicts, there's phone addicts, social media addicts, okay? This isn't going away. It's probably going to get worse. There's probably going to be rehab centers in the future for people on this. There's already things that cause people problems like eye issues, a lack of being able to pay attention to someone for longer than 10 minutes. So there's a lot of nervousness, jitters. So people that get stuck, there's side effects to being a phone addict, to being a social media addict, right? I can't have a conversation with him where his eyes meet my eyes. It's pathetic. So this is one of those things you can complain about it. You can tell him about it. But really, does he want to change? And does he see it as a problem? So like the way you're presenting it to myself is it's pathetic. Is it pathetic to him? We've been together a year now, and it wasn't this bad in the beginning, but now he needs social media for his singing career. I get it, but his ability to hold a conversation has gone. So here's the thing. You're not going to go be able to switch this by saying, oh, you're pathetic and I can't have a conversation with you anymore. This is probably one of those things. If he's doing it for a higher purpose, such as his singing career, which is possible, and he enjoys being on it, subconsciously, he doesn't even know he's ignoring you. And really, this could be a deeper issue that the relationship's a lot more important to you than it is to him. And in that case, he's ruling the relationship because the person that cares less rules the relationship. That's just relationship 101. And this is why you're really upset, because you don't really have any control over that. I'm tired of it and I don't know what to do about it. So I just flashed at dinner and broke up with him. I kind of made a scene and embarrassed him a little bit. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I even apologized yesterday in text, but he didn't respond. He's already changed his status to single. So that right there tells me that you've reached a boiling point, right? You've reached a boiling point. This is why you blew up. You want things to change. You want them to change now. The fact that he's already accepting it and he's on single status sounds like he's not as serious about the relationship as you, and he's not going to give it up. What I mean by give up his social media addiction or fixation. Okay. So what's that leave you with? Accept it or don't accept it. If you go back to him and have a relationship with him, you're going to have to accept that he's going to be in his phone all the time. He's told my best friend that he's done with me and he's been posting really mean things about me, stuff that I feel like he just wants a reaction. Um, well, here's the thing. This, to me, it's extremely low character for an individual that you've been with in an intimate relationship with, that they go public and they post things about you. I think this is probably one of the lowest things you can do in the 21st century relationship wise. Because imagine, imagine you had a dinner party or you had a get together with friends and you publicly put your girlfriend or boyfriend on blast in that group, right? I've seen it before a few times and it's cringeworthy, right? It's like, and the thing is, the person that puts the other person on blast or puts the other person in that situation looks so bad. Now, someone doing it on social media, I think it's worse because there's a bigger audience. It stays there longer, it's crystallized, and it's completely ignorant to the other person's feelings. It's an extremely low thing to do to a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife. And if that was the case, in my personal opinion, be done, because that person's values and morals are at an all-time low. Period. You just don't do that. You can get in fights, you can get in arguments. It wasn't good that I don't know the extent to how you embarrassed him in the restaurant, because you're like, a little bit. What's a little bit? Okay. But when you're with someone, it's extremely important to have closed door talks that are serious, that might embarrass someone. Putting stuff on social media that's mean post breakup, just be done. Because that kind of stuff, it's not going away. It's probably going to always be there, and that's just a bad relationship to be in. Period. Period. Extremely unacceptable in my book. Extremely unacceptable. He's told my best friend that he's done with me. He's been posting really mean things, stuff that I feel he just wants a reaction. I'm not sure I should confront or tell him that we can work on this, but now it seems like he wanted this and has already moved on. Well, you broke up with him. You put a line in the sand, and now you're saying, well, I'd kind of like to work on things, but under the condition that you admit that you have an addiction to social media and you'll stop. It sounds like he's not even entertaining that. He hasn't said sorry for the social media thing. He's already moved on. So, I mean, what are you chasing here? You've been together for a year. That's not very long. I mean, at this point, if you broke up with him and you want to meet up with him, he's going to make you work for him probably more than you're going to work for him, because he controls the relationship. And in that particular case, you're going to be at a disadvantage, because now you're going to start the relationship from, we're not together anymore. And if I had to guess, this guy sounds like if he's already putting on his status that he's single, he welcomes it, but he'll probably keep you on the side. Okay. I don't think that's what you want. I'm not sure I should confront him. I had suspicions he was playing on me, but now I'm sure of it because I've seen him chatting below his post with the same lady again and again. So I'm not stupid. I know something is there. Well, you don't know something's there. You can chat with someone. You can flirt with someone in the comments. This is why, just right now, if you do have a talk with him, be strong in the reason. If he doesn't want to cut back on his social media, he thinks it's a joke. But at this point, if he says mean things to you on publicly shared posts, you should be done. This idea that he's playing on you means you don't trust him. So on top of not being connected at dinner, you don't trust him. This is not a good relationship. It'll get worse before it gets better. It was never going to work long term. Not like this, not without problems. And he doesn't really seem to care to work on anything or be responsible for anything. And that's okay. Now you know. Actually, there's a lot of clarity in that. Move on, move forward. If you can't get through this, book a live coaching session with myself. We'll do some EFT and we'll do some other things. I just want to know if I confront him that we need to talk and that I want to work on things, then will he be open to that? I don't know if he'll be open to that, but based on what you told me, that he's already a single on his status and talking crap about you on posts, then I don't think he'll be open to that. I think you're done here. How do I ask in a way that doesn't upset him? I just want him back. Well, I mean, everything's a trade-off. You broke up with him. You found his behavior unacceptable in a dinner situation, and now you're like, "Oh, we need to talk." Now, if you're gonna beat him over the head with what you already got upset with him in the restaurant for, doesn't seem like he's sorry, right? You broke up with him to get his attention in this particular situation. You didn't really get his attention. He just said, "You know what? C'est la vie." Now you need to work on the fact that why do you want someone back like this? What's the real reason? If it's just because I don't want to be alone, we need to work on that. We have to book a live coaching session and get a little deeper on this and where this comes from. This is going to take some time to get over this, but you know, what kind of relationship are you chasing? You had your reasons for being upset, and now he made it even worse post breakup, right? All right, let me get into the comments real quick. All right. We got Rob IS. It's good to see you, my friend. I May, good to see you. Sabina, how are you? Mad Inventor, who his comment was upheld. All exes, if she cheated, there is no reason in the universe that merits you taking her back. If you do, you're beyond pathetic. Do you have any idea how many good women are out there? Man up. Well, good for you, Mad Inventor. Good for you. Percy Blue, these are gems that I wish I had known a year ago. That's growth. Well, you know them now, and the knowing's half the battle, as the great G.I. Joe once said. G Money, it's never late. You showed up. 25 in a bank. She likely have options, Rob. Way to put that together. 100%. I got sloppy and messy in my last relationship, and she ended up hitting me with the, I don't love you anymore. Translation, I'm not attracted to you anymore, was really what it means. It's smart to get a personal trainer at least a couple months so you can learn all their knowledge of the gym and that you can do it on your own better. Absolutely. It's one of those underrated things. It's so funny because doing an assessment of where you spend your money. Like, where do you spend if you have free money? Some people don't. Some people are like, I'm just getting by. I'm just on my bills. But when you have free money, what do you spend it on? And if you think about if it's something that isn't bettering you, if you have the money to get a personal trainer, definitely do it. And get one that lines up and you have a good rapport with. Getting through the first 6 months without injury is important too. What do you mean, Harry Hasselhoff? What do you mean by getting through the first 6 months without injury is important too? Can you elaborate on that, Mr. Double H? What's up, Mac Daddy? I made it. I'm super happy. Awesome. Ever since we last talked. Excellent. Petty Betty and I did a little hypnosis session. I think it was good. I hope it's been helping you. The frame needs to be controlled. Date someone else and see how quick it changes his attraction. Public shaming should not be accepted. Absolutely not, Rob. I never use the term public shaming for that, but it's absolutely true. That's a no-no. I mean, anything where you put your partner in a situation to be shamed is probably one of the lowest levels of human emotion. So doing that and being oblivious to it is a huge red flag to be in a relationship with that person long term, right? I mean, like I said, I've witnessed it before in other couples, and I'm like, why are you doing this public? Well, to me, if someone's on social media, it is public. I mean, I've witnessed this before. I've had friends, I've had colleagues where they've broken up and someone went to social media. And sometimes people don't just post mean things, they post pity. Like, oh, look what she did to me or what he did to me. And that makes an awkward situation for your friends, family, and colleague. Like, did you see what this guy posted last night? So to me, get a journal or a notebook post breakup. Don't post it on social media for everyone to see, even if you're going to take it down later on. It's probably, to me, one of the worst things to do. Oh, it's a good reason to have a trainer. Thanks for that, Harry. Thanks for elaborating on that. Good point. Good point. Some people think they can gain power by getting a crowd reaction to their insults of someone else. You know what's interesting about this, Rob? Is I don't follow a lot of news. Okay, I don't watch the major news outlets, world news, geopolitics. People sometimes are, why aren't you more involved in this? I just don't get involved in it that much. But I still watch a little bit of sports and especially the NBA. So I'll follow some news stories on that because I was just NBA junkie when I was younger, and I'm still there a little bit, but not so much. And now when you read about the NBA or professional basketball, a lot of it's gossip and, oh, this guy said this about this guy, or this person's clapping back on this. It's all reactive comments, like trash talk. And it's trash talk between commentators, I mean, excuse me, analysts and people on Twitter. And it's created this thing of it's really cool to embarrass people. Um, and to me, having groups of friends, being around the guys that are my buddies and stuff, you cut each other up and you make jokes and you maybe make a comment to someone in a group setting, right? Maybe there's 4 or 5 of us having a beer and we're watching a ball game and we're cutting each other up or making jokes. That's much different than me posting something on Twitter that's going for the kneecaps, and it's just what people do now. It's just what they do. So I think when you do that with someone that was your girlfriend or boyfriend, what you don't realize, so like let's say this was your girlfriend for 2, 3, 4 years, and now you're taking shots at her it's a total reflection of you. This is someone that you were with. Whatever they did to you or whatever was wrong in the relationship and you go public with it, you're actually going public with your negligence. You're actually going public with who you are as a person in this kind of a situation, right? I mean, would you, if it was something about your mom, would you do that to your mom or someone that close to you? Why would you go you know what I'm saying? Everyone has people they're close to or they have their own demons or things that are embarrassing, and people go out of their way to post it. I just think that that's a really low thing, and it's a non-negotiable if you break up because it's not necessarily just the action that someone did that, it's the character that they're willing to do something that low to get the attention of other people, to get people on their side in lieu of putting down who they were with, right? It's extremely low. It's extremely low. Um, it's a really flawed power grab. It demonstrates a weak attempt to gain control of the frame. Those people, personal disorders, no common sense. If anyone is familiar with the concepts from the books like the ART of persuasion, there are other better subtle ways to demonstrate a reaction. Okay. Okay. All right, we have 10 on deck, 5 likes. I do appreciate it. Paul D, how do you deal with your ex showing our videos to her new man? I've been hurting for 2 years. Till when you say showing our videos, you mean videos of what? I'm curious here. Um, I've been hurting for 2 years and still can't stop the thoughts of revenge porn. I've tried EFT, it's not working. Hmm. The question would be, Paul, if this is a legitimate question, because this almost sounds like a joke. Are you serious? How do you deal with your ex showing our videos to her new? Why would her? First of all, to be honest with you, if I was to make videos with my girlfriend, right? Right? If I was to make videos with my girlfriend and they were porn like videos, okay, and she's got a new guy and she's showing the new guys how I used to bang her, I would say, thank you. I would take that as a compliment. Because if I was the new guy, I would. Why is the new guy saying like, "Yeah, I want to see you getting banged by your old boyfriend"? I mean, take it as a compliment. And how do you know? How do you know? How do you know this is going on? Do you understand what I mean? I would take if she's showing those videos, hopefully you're performing well. I don't know. I've been hurting for 2 years and still can't stop the thoughts of revenge porn. I don't even know what do you mean by revenge porn? I mean, what is that? I tried EFT. Well, have you tried EFT with someone on the other end, or have you just tried it on your own? Would be my question. Did you try it by just watching a video? So, you guys that don't know EFT, it's a tapping technique on the meridian points. So there's right here, and you go through these meridian points, and there's a way to go about it. Um, yeah, Paul, if you, I'll tell you this. Uh, Paul, book a live coaching session with myself. If it doesn't help you, I'll give you a refund. If you want to do EFT and we'll do some hypnosis, I'll help you through this. But here's a real quick thing. How about we just reframe this though? If she's showing a video of, I mean, if this is actually true, I mean, if she's showing a video to her new guy, I mean, that's kind of a compliment, right? Or am I off here? Um, if you really, I don't like to get technical, but I mean, depending on where you're at in the world, I mean, if this is really going on, it really hurts you and affects you. I mean, I'm sure showing certain videos of you, you probably could get some, you know, lawyer court actions kind of thing if it really bothers you that much. The fact that she's showing it to him, how are you still connected in that way? Do you know what I mean? Excuse me. If you're 2 years in though, let's get a chat, man. Book a live coaching session. I'll help you with this. And if you tried EFT, kudos. But there is clients of mine that do it with me with the tapping. There are, how should I say this? Me helping you direct it helps a lot. Makes a difference. I haven't had a client yet that goes, "Oh, this doesn't work for me." EFT will neutralize about 80% if you have a stress, a worry, if you're upset about something, you're stuck on something, it works very well, very quickly. Um, doesn't mean that you can't have the thought come back up, but you have a process to deal with it. The hypnotherapy works quite well. So I'd have to know your situation, of course, Paul. I mean, you give me some pretty big breadcrumbs here, um, but G Money, you say that's brutal. I just think that wouldn't it be more brutal if I have a new girlfriend, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'd like to get everyone's opinion on this because this is interesting. Thanks for bringing this to the table, Paul D. um, you're you're with your new girlfriend and she's starting to show you videos that you made with your ex. I'd be out. I'd be like, dude, I don't want to see this guy. I don't even want to see if I'm with a new girlfriend and she's like, "Oh, do you want to see a picture of my ex-boyfriend?" No, not really. As a guy? No. I mean, I wouldn't if my new girlfriend was telling me about some things in their past relationship or things like that. Yeah, okay, okay. Showing me videos of her getting plowed by the guy before. And if I was the ex-boyfriend, I'd be like, "Yep, that was me." You know? Enjoy it. Sloppy seconds. So, so the new man is watching the video as a sort of instructional video. She manipulated me into giving them to her. I can show you the text in the chat. I mean, be accountable as a man that you got. How did you get manipulated? But on the flip side, is it really that bad? Um, like she's mocking you to her new guy. Just block her, man. She shouldn't even know that she did that. I don't, but it hurts. I have no control. Well, we got to work on the idea that you don't have any control because that's stated twice, and I can help you with that. So you feel like she manipulated you, which would state that you didn't really have a say, and that I have no control, which isn't true. Okay. The fact that you're hurting is a real feeling that we can work through. It's a little strange. And a major red flag is if she's showing these videos. Paul, you are being manipulated. She might post it. Betty says, I would be proud. Don't trip. Now, see, here's the thing about that. This is what's really interesting, right? Paul brings up a topic like this, and someone can see it from a totally different vantage point of like, go ahead, watch me. I'm pretty good at what I do, right? I mean, there's other ways to look at this, Paul. This is all your interpretation. Now, if you're worried about her posting it on a live feed or something like that, and it's just gone too far, I would say then take legal action, depending on where you're at in the world. Edit the video with Olympic Jubs giving tens. That would be pretty funny. Edit. And Paul, thanks for being brave to bring this up. This is a really interesting topic. I mean, you've mentioned about 4 times that you're hurting. So book a session. I'll help you out, bro. Because if you're still hurting 2 years later, there's something you're holding on to. There's something not right there. Is she trying to monetize the video on one of the many sites with that content? I suspect this woman is mocking him with the new guy, but that's just a hunch. I'm not. The only reason the girl would want to show the video to her new man is to mock her ex. I guess. I mean, I don't know enough about the video, and I don't really want to know the details of the video. I'll discuss on a session. I guess she may not be with that person now, but that hurt me. Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about this deeper, no pun intended, and get into the layers of it, because it's more than just the video that's hurting you, right? Because like Petty Betty just said, I'd be proud. Let it go, right? But obviously, there's more to it than that. There's my website. Go ahead and book it up, bud. I know that they call him D. I'm with Mac. Take it as a comp. Like I said, if I was seeing a new girlfriend and she was like, "Wow, I got these videos of me and my ex," I'd be like, "Excuse me? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We're done." Like that wouldn't be something that I would want to see. So call me old school, I guess. Everyone's different. Now, if she had a girlfriend, maybe. That means she never had better than you don't trip. At least you're the man. Don't know how to do it like you do, Petty Petty. That's a good point. G Money said if a guy did the same thing, it would be considered sexual assault. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of that. But yeah. I mean, if you really want to, you could probably, like I said, you could probably get look into the legalities of it. Perhaps it was a video that enables a lifestyle choice. Like, see, this is what happens. Someone brings up a topic like this and it can go in so many different directions. If that's the case, maybe she wanted to introduce the new BF to her lifestyle. I don't know. If one was looking at it from a business perspective, I would have the girlfriend upload that video to many sites and make sure the payments aren't Bitcoin. Well, there you go, man. That's kind of what happened with the Ray J video, right? That's like Kim Kardashian. I never saw that video, but I think her mom ended up monetizing the video, which is just crazy, right? If I'm correct on that. The video was released, and then the mom said, look, we're going to make some money off this on her own daughter getting railed. That was pretty interesting. It's true, right? I don't follow a lot of celebrity gossip, so I don't know. But I thought that was true. Rob would know. You got good carnal knowledge. The mom monetized the videos. It's like, can't beat them, join them. Back in the day, the mother making money off daughter's video would be 100% Jerry Springer show. Man, I think they're worth billions now. People love that stuff. Kanye West got the video back. Is that right? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Only in America, huh? Yeah, you can spin that scenario. You can spin anything in many directions. No way. Unbelievable. Didn't she freak out because the son saw an ad for the video on his iPad? I have no idea. Like I said, I don't follow the tabloids very much. I'll hear about it from a person rather than read about it. You know what? Just comes down to what I was talking about today. Everyone's got their own morals and values. If you can come back to that again and again, you won't be so surprised. You know, and what gets someone to their morals and values is much different than what got me to my morals and values. It's all experience, and you're a slave to your experiences unless you're aware that you're a slave to your experiences. And then only then you may be able to switch it up. Right. Well, this is good, folks. Getting back to this time zone change. I didn't see a lot of the people that I usually see. That's absolutely true. Truth of life. I mean, everyone has their price, some higher than it's true. It's true. I would say that's true. I remember when I was in real estate, I was in residential real estate in the Bay Area for years. And there was a time period where I actually caught the market when it was going down. What it was like 2007 to 2009 was in it for 3.5, 4 years. Anyhow, you'd have multiple offer situations. And so there'd be 7 offers, right? And people write letters. They'll write letters like, oh, we're a family of 5. You know, we've always wanted to live in this neighborhood and da 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 da. And I remember the broker was like, in the end, he goes, the letters, they're nice to write, but if the offer isn't close or the money's better, the money always wins. Always. And you know what? In my brief experience, it's about a 1% chance that an emotional letter will overcome 10, 20 grand. So that people be like, oh, yeah, we're going to write a letter, but we're going to write the offer a little lower. That's what I call cognitive bias, my friend, right? People, oh, you know what? This house is actually only worth this because of this, this, and this. No, the market will tell us what it's worth. There's been 1,000 people to see it this weekend. You're just trying to find a way to make it worth less. It's hilarious. And then someone would have to lose a house or two in a bidding war to realize you actually think you're going to coax someone into selling you the house for less because of an emotional bond to someone they never met before in a letter. It sounds nice from watching a Hallmark movie or something like that. But the reality is, right? And people would go, the people selling the house would be like, oh, that's a nice letter. I really wish I could take that offer, but I'm going to take the cash all offer. Okay. I'm going to take the cash all offer. And so, you know, this is what happens. Just like when people go, oh, I don't care about money. So are you one of those people that doesn't care, but you borrow money from people? I've had people be like, I don't care so much about money, but can I borrow some money? Like 2 or 3 months later, can I borrow money? Well, you don't care about money. You don't care about money, right? No, but I just want, why do you make such a big deal about money? I don't make a big deal about money, but I value it. You're right. It's how we it's how we buy goods, man. All right, folks, this was really good to get back on deck. We had 8 on deck, 8 likes. I appreciate it. I'll be in this time slot for the indefinite future this next week. Um, and it'll be really good. I'm glad to get back in here. If you guys have something in the comments below that you want me to talk about in a future show or a topic, go ahead and put that, especially in the comments, because that's where I usually read it. Paul D, if you want to discuss that in a live coaching session, go ahead and book it, my friend. Harry Hasselhoff, hopefully related to the great David Hasselhoff from Baywatch. Hope you're well. Rob, Percy Blue, Mad Inventor, G Money, always a pleasure. Petty Betty, hope you're doing well. The Truth of Life, check out that channel. Very good one. And it's curtains.